spaceship coming back from a planet that we hoped would be our future.
Government experiments, mutant creatures, and adventures in pharmaceuticals make up the cosmic horrors and delights in Netflix's finest sci-fi selections. Life is all about perspective, and nothing snaps you out of a funk quite like escaping to a future world where things are much, much worse. Whether you're dropping into a government-controlled dystopia or a world free from privacy, rest easy in the knowledge that however your life looks right now, it looks a lot better than these potential realities. From films satirizing government inaction and reaction to climate change, to journeys into the worlds of party drugs and pills that provide superpowers, these are the must-watch sci-fi movies on Netflix.
Your father was captain of a starship for 12 minutes.
Why are you talking to me, man?
Number 1. Star Trek 2009. In the late 2000s, J.J. Abrams went where no man has gone before by directing the first film in a Star Trek prequel trilogy. Non-Trekkies might find the sheer vastness of the franchise overwhelming.
So you're in the face of certain death. You received a distress call.
Currently, it includes 12 television shows, beginning with Star Trek, the original series, 1966 to 1969, and 13 films, but given that 2009 Star Trek serves as an origin story for some of the main characters, newbies will find it to be a solid entree into the world. Set in 2233, Abrams' film follows the evolution of James T. Kirk, Chris Pine, and his fellow USS Enterprise crew members as they battle a future version of Nero, Eric Bana, a vengeful Romulan with a vendetta against their captain.
Was a great man.
You are capable of deciding your own destiny.
A movie that paves the way for 2013 Star Trek Into Darkness and 2016 Star Trek Beyond. Star Trek is a satisfying and compelling precursor. Number 2. What Happened to Monday 2017. Orphan black lovers will want to check out What Happened to Monday, a 2017 sci-fi action thriller, directed by Tommy Wirkola. The film stars Noomi Rapace, the girl with the dragon tattoo, giving 7 unique performances as septuplet sisters, each named after a different day of the week.
What if Monday's hurt? Where the hell is she? Or dead?
The siblings live in a fascist America where overpopulation has necessitated the creation of a child allocation bureau, run by Glenn Close, which imposes a single-child policy on all families.
And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you can never tell a soul that you're a sibling.
The septuplets live secretly with their grandfather, Willem Dafoe, share the name Karen Setman, a relic from their dead mother, and are only allowed to leave the house on the day of the week that corresponds with their name. But after Monday goes out and never comes home, it's up to her sisters to save her, at the risk of exposing themselves.
Go get her!
We will survive.
Number 3. Black Mirror, Bandersnatch, 2018.
Like Motown, but for computer games. You heard it here first.
What sorts of things?
Vivid dreams, like thinking weird things.
America Sari Cat, it turns out, the only thing missing from the British anthology series, Black Mirror, was options. In Black Mirror, Bandersnatch, the TV show gets a movie makeover, but with a twist. The film was shot in the style of a choose-your-own-adventure novel, and viewers are able to customize their viewing experience through their scene selections. Centered around a young programmer named Stefan, Bandersnatch follows Stefan's journey in developing a video game for a famous gaming company, a journey that puts Stefan under a great deal of mental and emotional stress, and results in one of 10 main endings.
It lets you see the bigger picture.
Black Mirror is beloved for its eldritch and tech-focused content, and Bandersnatch keeps that tone alive, using the main storyline to explore themes like free will and mind control, even as the viewer's choices drive the story forward. Number 4. Bird Box is a 2018 American post-apocalyptic horror thriller film. A woman responsible for transporting 2 young children down a river while wearing blindfolds, a strategy intended to help the survivors avoid seeing the entities that attacked Earth 5 years earlier, and who cause those who look upon them to commit suicide.
No! Please don't take my children!
The creatures. Do you hear that?
Jumping between their present journey and the past events that led Mallory and the children to this point, director Suzanne Bier leans into the tension of the unknown and relies on her talented but eclectic cast to do the rest. Released the same year as A Quiet Place, and possessing a somewhat similar premise, Bird Box received less attention when it first premiered, but this sci-fi horror film is a great option for fans of both genres.
Are you allowed to take off your blindfold? No circumstance.
Number 5. Anon 2018. Privacy and anonymity are luxuries afforded to no one in the 2018 British-American sci-fi thriller Anon. Clive Owen stars as Detective Sal Freeland, a troubled cop operating in a dystopia where the entire populace is implanted with an ocular device intended to record and track the movements of the people around them.
I'm keeping my son's memory alive. What's wrong with her?
Delete everything. You can't look back.
The government's transparency methods ensure that all criminal activity is caught on tape, but when a mysterious woman with no digital footprint, Amanda Seyfried, crosses paths with Sal, he realizes she might have a connection with a series of unsolved murders he's investigating.
Crime possible.
Clients are getting erased.
Anonymity is the enemy.
Director Andrew Niccol tells EW, "I always wanted to do a movie about privacy and the fact that there was never a war for privacy. Because we already lost, we gave away our privacy without a fight, all for convenience."
All clear. Please proceed.
You can stay anonymous.
Number 6. Annihilation is a 2018 science fiction psychological horror film.
Can you describe its form?
No.
The story follows a group of explorers who enter the Shimmer, a mysterious quarantine zone of mutating plants and animals caused by an alien presence. Richard Roper of the Chicago Sun-Times gave the film 4 out of 4 stars, praising it for taking risks, and saying, "Kudos to Garland and the cast, but bravo to Scott Rudin as well. Apparently you knew a masterpiece when you saw it, and you made sure we were able to see it as well." Writing for Rolling Stone, Peter Travers complimented the cast and Garland's writing and direction, giving the film 3.5 stars out of 4, and saying, "Garland need make no apologies for Annihilation. It's a bracing brain-teaser, with the courage of its own ambiguity. You work out the answers in your own head, in your own time, in your own dreams, where the best sci-fi puzzles leave things."
No.
The Economist described the film as tightrope walking the fine line between open-ended, mind-expanding mystery and lethargic, pretentious twaddle, but praised its final half hour.
We can camp here tonight.
Go back.
I can't go back.
As part of his annual list of favorite music, books, and movies, former President Barack Obama listed Annihilation as one of his favorite films of 2018. Number 7. The Midnight Sky 2020. George Clooney directs, co-produces, and stars in this moody and often wordless adaptation of Lily Brooks Dalton's 2016 novel Good Morning, Midnight.
That's either. Before it's too late. Coming back from a planet that we hoped would be our future.
Clooney, face wrapped in a giant gray beard, plays Augustine, a scientist at an Arctic research station that's still standing after an unnamed global catastrophe leaves the Earth irradiated.
I have to warn them about the conditions on Earth.
Health waning, he makes 2 big discoveries. 1, there's a mysterious little girl, Kaolin Springle, on the station with him, and 2, her only hope for survival is the Ether, a distant spaceship that's returning to Earth unaware of the fate that's befallen it.
There is an antenna stronger than ours. Take a deep breath.
receiving this.
We get there, they'll hear us.
Comms is still up.
The Midnight Sky is familiar in its use of genre tropes, but Clooney's soulful performance brings a welcome warmth to this cold vision of Earth's future. As EW critic Leah Greenblatt notes in her review, the film's also got some arresting visual set pieces, including a blizzard whiteout that feels like the actual end of the world and a memorable lesson on the physics of blood dispersion in zero gravity.
Time, why one person lives a lifetime and another only gets a few years.
Come in, Ether. This is Barbo Observatory. Are you receiving this?
Welcome to Project Power.
Number 8. Project Power 2020. What do a New Orleans police officer, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, a soldier in search of his daughter, Jamie Foxx, and a rapping drug dealer, Dominique Fishback, the Deuce, have in common?
Listen to my voice. Am I lying?
They're all working to rid the streets of power, a new drug that gives users 5 minutes of superhero abilities, at the risk of killing them with one hit.
Sure. You never know what your power is until you try it. Make you invisible.
This thing is tearing our city apart.
A science fiction action film produced by Netflix, Project Power invites audiences into a city still suffering the after effects of Katrina, even decades after the hurricane hit.
What do you need? Still got the pills on this?
Then we weaponize. First, we stabilize it.
Power goes to where it always goes. It already has.
Populated by morally murky characters, like Gordon-Levitt's detective Frank Shaver, a cop who uses the drug to level the playing field against the city's criminals, or Fishback's teenage Robin Riley, who knows she needs to deal to get ahead in this world, but is too smart to partake of her own product, the film finds room for cultural context amidst the action sequences. Number 9. Oxygen, 2021. A nightmare come to life for claustrophobics everywhere. Oxygen is a French-language sci-fi film that thinks outside the box in terms of action. At the genesis, an unidentified woman, Melanie Laurent, awakens in an airtight medical unit, unsure of who or where she is. Interactions with the system's AI, dubbed MILO, Medical Interface Liaison Officer, provide some clarity as to her identity, but no matter what she tries, she cannot escape her prison.
Allô? Please. Milo, est-ce que tu peux faire une recherche ADN?
As she seeks to understand who placed her in the box and why, truths about her personal life and the current state of the world come into focus, but her search for context is actually a race to outweigh the slowly depleting oxygen levels. Laurent is excellent, and despite being forced to perform on her back, she manages to imbue the film with a strong sense of determination and humanity.
Vous avez toutes les réponses. On commence par quoi? Vous êtes qui? Pourquoi vous me faites ça? Pourquoi vous me faites ça?
Number 10. Don't Look Up 2021.
Your breathing is stressing me.
As a comet sets its sights on Earth and prepares to wipe out human civilization, two astronomers, Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence, rush to warn the world of the impending collision, only to discover the world doesn't really care.
Do you know how many the world is ending meetings we've had over the last 2 years? There's a comet headed directly towards Earth.
Drought, famine. Oh, the ozone is so boring. It's a complete disaster.
This is already a disaster.
Based on events that haven't happened yet, as the film's trailer states, Don't Look Up is a sci-fi satire that skewers climate deniers and government inaction in the face of scientific evidence pointing to looming catastrophe. Directed by Adam McKay, Vice, The Big Short, and featuring everyone in Hollywood from Jonah Hill and Meryl Streep to Timothée Chalamet and Ariana Grande, Don't Look Up offers great jokes and fun cameos, but be warned, it's not exactly light fare. Still, as far as sci-fi comedies go, this one is worth a watch. Just don't think too deeply about the implications of the film's ending.
This comet contains $30 trillion worth of material.
Oh no, what if we're rich? That would be terrible. What do trillions of dollars matter if we're all gonna die? Bag over your head.
Number 11. The Atom Project 2022. The Rules of Time Travel Be Damned.
Do you remember this? I mean, if this is happening to me, it already happened to you, right?
In The Atom Project, a fighter pilot, Ryan Reynolds, living in the year 2050 attempts to travel back to 2018 to save his wife, Zoe Saldana, but accidentally crash lands in 2022 where he comes face to face with his teenage self, Walker Scobell. As the two Atoms work together to return old Adam to the future, they find ways to grow and grieve through traumas new and old. Think Back to the Future meets Free Guy. Also starring Catherine Keener as the leader of Old Adam's world and Mark Ruffalo as Adam's father Lou, EW's critic writes that Adam barrels along on movie stars and charm, from futures past and back again.
You were the best part all along.
My God, we watched too many movies to be so smart.
How'd you get to be so dumb?